Well, we certainly do live in interesting times. Yes, this is Victoria 3. This playthrough started as a Two Sicilies campaign. We then took over the entire Italian peninsula. We have created the Italian Empire, and we are trying to expand the influence of that empire, although we have had to give up our colonies in Africa to Russia in exchange for them joining us in European wars. We are embroiled in a major European war of our own making. We were trying to take Albania from the Ottomans as well as take Istria from Austria. Additionally, we are demanding that Austria release Croatia and that the Ottomans release Bosnia. Yes, we are trying to take dominance of the Adriatic Sea. Yes, we will be looking to potentially expand our influence in terms of customs unions or perhaps protectorates over Croatia and Bosnia, and then keep expanding our influence in the Balkans, potentially trying to fracture both Austria and the Ottomans. However, to do that, we first must win this war. Now, we are making decent progress on the French front. We have mostly taken a defensive stance, and we have lost dearly. Our conscripts are still mobilizing, though. We are not going to try to make any kind of pushes until our conscripts finish mobilizing. The Ottomans do seem to be making progress against the Russians on the Austrian front. Our big hope is that the Austrians falter and will lose to the Germans and the Russians. However, they are being aptly supplied by the French. I am hoping to cut off some of their supply by raiding convoys, but is it enough? Will we be forced to give up our imperial ambitions in Europe after giving up our colonial ambitions in Africa? We will have to see. I'm going to go ahead and give a commander to this fleet. I think we might as well send this fleet out on... I'm gonna do a dockyard organizer. I think we might as well send this fleet out on just some convoy raiding missions. I'll go ahead and do that. Additionally, in the Western Mediterranean, we do have plenty of money. We are making plenty of money. As I said, I've raised my conscripts. I also have a revolution brewing. They really want that total separation. Thankfully, we have Tunis. That's right, yes. The Tunisian forces are actually quite important to this war, which I would not have necessarily expected, but the Tunisian generals seem to be winning victory after victory in both Italy, as well as we have Tunisian generals up here in Germany as well. Now, unfortunately, Germany does seem to be struggling to push in. The French troops are very good. Let's just be honest about that. Revolutionary sympathizers have begun to spread pamphlets containing Corradano Veranzia. He is a noted communist now. His calls for revolutionary action in the barracks in Sardinia. Armed forces must be loyal to the state above all else. Yes, that actually seems pretty good. Or we could try to advance the revolution. I'm going to say that the armed forces must be loyal. After all, we are fighting in a war that it currently looks like we are losing. Although we'll see. I mean, we do have much better war support. What technology are we working on? Anything? We're working on the rotary valve engine. What I would give for military statistics right now. Daily organization gain would be huge, as well as being able to change. Also, the hand crank machine gun would be good. It would also just be a nice free upgrade to +5 army defense, +5% army kill rate. Why am I don't necessarily want to be advancing anywhere. It appears that the army of Italy in Africa has, well, Where are they? They're just stationed here. I think they fared very poorly trying to get to Italy, unfortunately. I'm going to go full-on defense everywhere. Just trying to hold out long enough for our allies in Germany and Russia to hopefully begin to push in and take these lands. What would be great, Germany, would be if you also fought here. Look, if you just advanced quickly, you could potentially take Alsace-Lorraine before the French were able to react, and do you know how great that would be? You would cut them off from so much of their heavy industry. I think it's safe to say that I could go ahead and stop damaging relations with the Ottomans. After all, I think the damage has been done, and I will increase relations with my allies. I'm also going to go ahead and increase relations with Sweden and Great Britain as well. Oh, I was going to say it looks like we're going to lose the Battle of Vienzia. Oh, well, never mind. Oh, well, what's going to happen here? We have... They outnumber us. We are out killing them, though. They have started to Austrian forces have started to push into, unfortunately, Lombardy. Russia looks, though, that they are going to come up with a great victory here. We are officially going to lose this fight. We are in panicked retreat mode. Sailors ashore. Sailors in Emilia have refused to embark on voyages out of port. The scope of the mutiny calls for a delicate approach to the situation. Should we detain the men and keep them contained to Emilia? Yeah. Force the men onto the ships. Try to talk it out with them. I think we can't tolerate that. Not at all. Let's see, what kind of military goods are we lacking here? So we need more munitions. Okay, I can do that. First of all, we can not really trade for any. That's fine. I'm going to just build more munition plants, and I'm going to do it more in central. I also am probably going to need some explosive factories. Where do I have sulfur? That is a big question. Resources, sulfur. Alright, I can build... Get some more sulfur mines in Tuscany. Let's also go ahead and build a munition plant in Tuscany. Do we have an explosives factory? We do. Let's increase the size of the explosives factory. Let's also... Do we have a fertilizer factory? Surely we do somewhere. Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and build onto it as well. Let us try to use Italian industry to win this war. The revolution is unfortunately progressing. Yeah, I might have to try to enact total separation. We'll see how possible that is. Alright, the rotary engine. Let us go ahead and do hand crank machine guns. Try to get some army defense going. The Ottomans are losing war support. However, until we are actually able to capture some of their territory, I do not think that will go into the negative. Instead, I think we are really in danger of going into the negatives. Let's take a look and see at the casualties on each side. The war has been costlier for the... I don't even know what I would call these Austria, Ottoman, and French alliance. The French have lost the most soldiers, partially because they are just kind of beating their heads against a wall in the mountains of northern Italy. Who is second? The Ottomans have lost the second most. Attrition still seems to be a major, major killer. You know what I could look to do? I could look at some of my mobilization options. Do I have enough, for example... No, I don't think I have... So, I guess I would need to pull an army out, because it reduces their current organization by 25% when turned on. Does that mean I need to pull them out of combat to give them first aid? I guess that's maybe is the difference between that and field hospitals. Well, no, reduces the current organization of the army by 25%. What army... Let's see this Africa army. They're just stationed. They're not doing anything. Let's... Oh, but they of course won't be, because I gave away the territory where their barracks is based from. So, honestly, we could just, unfortunately, get rid of them. Is there a way where I can just have them stand down? Yeah, right there. Disband. I could try to give people extra supplies. What about reconnaissance? Nope, nothing. Support equipment? No, nothing. Medical support? We've already talked about that. I could try to get that. It would impose the following effects. Reduces the current organization of the army by 25% when turned on. I think I'm going to hit it. Okay, and so they do slowly get their organization back. Perfect. Of course, what does that mean in terms of my liquor and fabric market? Pretty sure I still... Okay, no, I don't. I need more liquor, I need more fabric. Gave away some of those cotton plantations. Alright. Minister taken hostage. One of the Emperor's trusted ministers, Carmini, has been abducted by rebels and spirited away to a hidden location. The rebels have declared that Montiani di Parisio will be executed if the government does not offer them a ransom. Well, if you wish to martyr him, so be it. Right? No, we must pay the ransom. We could dispatch the army to rescue him. We have a chance that he dies, but the Civil War progress could go significantly down by 10%. And it sure did. I will take that. I will take that every time. So, and I think we've rescued him, so good stuff. Once again, our Tunisian generals are, I mean, they're absolutely kind of destroying everyone. We are not making any advances into, unfortunately, into France. And our Russian allies are not either. Our Russian allies are losing a lot of manpower trying to get into France. Just a question, just a question. If we went for peace right now, they would take it. What about right now? Nope. But that's actually not too far away. Alright, we might be able to do a negotiated peace where we take Istria and the Tunisians ban slavery, which honestly I kind of wouldn't mind if I do not care if if Tunis has slavery or not. In fact, I think I would prefer it if they didn't. So I mean, that's not bad. Although we had such bigger ambitions. We wanted Albania. We wanted Croatia. We wanted Croatia and Bulgaria to be liberated. I would take that, though, just liberating Croatia. That would so... Without a port, they would be so limited on the trade that they could do. This is something we might want to keep in mind. But I mean, I could take Istria right now. We call it a deal. I would say that we still technically win. We did lose our colonies in Africa for this. I don't know. I need to think about it for a second. And I hesitate to let the war progress, although... Because as they advance more into Italy, are we going to make any progress? I mean, here we go. Let's at least win this battle, see if this does us any good. Well, that's actually a defensive battle, so we're not going to gain any land here. We're not going to gain any land anywhere. We're going to lose there. We're going to lose there. How many men have we lost in this conflict? Russia has lost 100,000 men. Germany has lost over 100,000 men when you include the attrition rate. Russia's lost actually over 150,000 men. We've lost about 90,000 men, 95,000 men. Even our ally Tunis has lost 30,000 soldiers. I kind of like this somber music. We are in the middle of a revolution. I'm worried that if they start making gains, this could be our opportunity. This could be our only opportunity to end this with a win. But I, alas, don't think it's an opportunity I'm going to take. Not yet. I have ambitions. Francesco di Bourbon has ambitions. He has expensive tastes. He wants all of it. He wants all of it. We are building our munitions industry up. We are soon going to be building even more. We have plenty of arms. We have plenty of cannons. We don't have our munitions, but we will soon. What would be fantastic is if Germany and Russia could push in and defeat Austria. I really do want Croatia. I mean, I don't want it for myself, but I want it no longer in Austrian hands. That way they lose all of their ports. Well, I guess they would still have Austria and Montenegro, but it wouldn't be connected to anything. The people's wealth. Okay, alright. This is huge, because Egypt was fighting against us, so Egypt is out of the fight. They are done. They want no more part of this. That's good. How does that impact the total number of battalions? Yeah, so they've just lost 100 battalions. Excellent, excellent, excellent. A group of revolutionaries have carried out a robbery of an Italian bank in Campania. A significant amount of money has been stolen. All right. We are definitely going to order increased security around all banks in Italy. For 2 years, we're going to lose $2,500 a week. So without Egypt, they are going to lose a sizable fleet, but most importantly, about 160 battalions. Meanwhile, we are just going to try our best to continue to hold. Although France, it does look like, is going to win probably a crushing victory against the Russians here. This is not good. And I'm pretty sure our chances to make peace... Oh, well, they're not gone yet. They're not gone yet. We still have plenty of support for the war. That's, of course, if I ban slavery in Tunis, which, honestly, I'm down to ban slavery in Tunis anyway. I'm happy to do that. There we go. All right. France is out. France has decided that simply reining in the Austrians, or sorry, the Italians, is not enough for them to lose that tremendous amount of lives. That means that all of a sudden we are going to free our two largest armies, able to send them to other fronts. And in fact, this army, I'm going to just simply base in Italy, but I'm not going to send to a front because I think I'm going to use it to try to naval invade the Ottomans. We should have complete and utter domination of the seas now. I'm going to send both of my fleets to different nodes. No, this fleet will go to this node to raid convoys designated towards the Austrians. I'm going to let this army, I'm going to go to its mobilization, I'm going to go to its... how much sugar do we have? Could we potentially give it more sugar? Let's check our market for sugar. I believe we are running a pretty substantial surplus on sugar, so let's go ahead and give them some chocolate. Do we have... what's our tobacco situation look like? I don't think we have much tobacco at all, actually. Although I'm no longer worried about anyone's naval power, so if I import a bunch of tobacco, maybe from the British, that's just going to get us what our pops need. So I'm not going to worry about giving them extra tobacco. I will instead focus on giving them first aid. Yes, it'll reduce their organization by 25, but that will slowly creep back up. And I will get them ready for a naval invasion of Albania, I think. Meanwhile, the 2nd Italian Army, I also am going to give them some... oh, they already have it. All right, perfect. Let's go... I want all of them to be getting the basic medical support. Yep, all 3 of my armies. Let's go. So at this point, I now have an army of 90,000 strong. Now, this army is heavily designated for defense. My other... and there's actually only about 77,000 of them. The Italian 2nd Army, they are significantly lacking on organization. No, on, what is this? On morale. So they need a chance to recover some morale. They only have 25,000 soldiers. I think continuing to have them focus on defense for now. The 3rd Army, I'm hoping to build back up to its former fighting strength. It currently only has 26,000 troops. I don't think that is worth sending into Albania alone. However, that would pull troops off of other fronts. With that said, I don't know if we need to pull troops off of other fronts. Troops in Lombardy have reported more and more confrontations with belligerent mobs. Fighting will likely break out even if nothing is ordered. There's only two ways to control the situation. Either pull the troops back or tell them to engage. Our men are professionals. So I think we are going to hope that this turns into a... Yes, that is exactly what we were hoping for. Also, we don't own Lombardy anymore. In fact, it might be time to try to take it back. Don't you have the cautious advance? How are our friends up in the north doing? They would not still go for this. In fact, they don't even want a white piece. Alright. Deal. Let's go. My 63,000 men have already got about 10,000 more manpower back. Sorry, they have up to 63,000 men. Austria capitulates. Does that mean we enforce the war goals on them? Yes, they did. Well, wait a minute. Wait, I'm confused. So a communist Austria has arisen, which that is not at all what I want. But... Did I not get Istria? I guess they just had a revolution and capitulated? How were they... Was it because I didn't have my goals pressed? Oh my gosh, that was silly. Alright, well in the end, we are still going to keep fighting for the same thing that we fought, what we wanted from the beginning. We utterly crushed Austria to the point where they have a communist revolt, which we're going to have to deal with at some point, unless we have our own communist revolt. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take the almost 40,000 strong and prepare a naval invasion of Albania. Meanwhile, you can see the German and Russian troops are starting to flood the Russian border with... Oh, we have a stalled naval invasion because no invading admiral. What? Your naval invasion in Albania will be unable to progress to landing troops because no invading admiral has orders that allow them to start a battle. Okay, how about interception then? Yep, there we go. Yeah, I am kind of disappointed that I didn't keep those claims pressed. I think that's what happened here, and that is the reason why we didn't get... Or maybe it's just because they had a communist revolt. It was no longer an option to take Istria and even Croatia, and that's just kind of what happened. Meanwhile, this revolution is unfortunately spreading. Reforms at gunpoint, with revolutionary sentiment boiling over across the nation. Emperor Francisco's advisors and the landowners have recommended a package of reforms to appease the revolutionaries. Changing the Civil War, yeah, I think that's pretty good, actually. Or we could say that they must be crushed. We're in the middle of a big war right now. Oh. Enables law total separation of church and state. I wanted that from the beginning. Cool. There we go. And so the revolution is done. And I got the law that I wanted from the beginning. So, cool. Here is 1892, and we are trying to naval invade, although progress is stalled due to enemy fleets. So I guess, are we maybe fighting a battle? Yes, we are. Fighting a battle and crushing them. So we are going to get something in this war. We have lost a whole lot of authority. I just noticed that. So let's go ahead and deal with that before that really impacts our prestige. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the transportation edicts. I think that's fine. And then let's go ahead and get rid of the manufacturing edict in Lazio. I could get rid of some of the consumption taxes as well. In fact, I probably should. Oh, and if you look, Germany and Russia are steamrolling over the Ottomans. This war is won. So in the end, here's the problem. We didn't end up, because of the communist revolution in Austria and maybe some poorly timed clicks on my part, just kind of seeing what would happen, we unfortunately are not going to get the complete domination that we were hoping for, in that we would get both Albania as well as Istria and release Bosnia and Croatia. But we are, I think you could say that the Ottoman Empire, the power of the Ottoman Empire that has lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years, is going to officially be crushed. I don't see how they can make their way back from this. I mean, they are absolutely and utterly crushed. In fact, I think it's time to see, hey, yes, will you accept this? For some reason, it will not allow me to. I'm going to make sure I pause here. And it won't let me propose the peace deal, but I'm sure that once they are fully taken, this is over. Oh, and we are going to start to get a revolution towards enact landed voting. I have no interest in enacting landed voting. That's not something that my royalist leader would do. We are going to get the hand crank machine gun and start moving into... Let's maybe do a society tech, I think... mutual funds. That'll help our economy a lot. So in the end, I do think I'm glad that I didn't go ahead and peace out when I had the chance. Although, if I had done that, I would have been able to take Istria. But, oh well. The Ottomans are crushed. They are done. It's over for them. I can't propose peace for some reason, though. They will likely accept it. I wonder if I am just no longer the... Am I, like, no longer the war leader or something? I am. We'll just let them get all the way to negative 100 and end the war that way, then. I think it's pretty safe to go back up to speed 5. My German and Russian allies are doing everything. And there we have it. Bulgaria has been liberated. Oh wait, I thought this whole time I was liberating Bosnia, but no, I've liberated Bulgaria. Honestly, I like that even better because it isolates portions of the Ottoman Empire for me to come in and either take or release later. Bulgaria, that takes away a huge portion of the Ottoman heartland in Europe. And potentially, let's go ahead and see if... Let's see what my infamy looks like. It's pretty bad. So I'm not going to look to like protectorate Bulgaria right away. Instead, I would love to improve relations. I cannot currently. Why can I not improve relations with them? Am I already just too high? They are disinterested in us, so maybe I just need to let it go for a minute. Oh, now they're genie. Okay, that's... Would they join our customs union? No. Would they join a defensive pact with us? Yes. I think that makes sense. We've released them. Now we're going to ensure their survival. And perhaps, maybe soon, they would join a customs union. Yeah, I think once we take away some of our infamy, I think they would be happy to do that with a obligation. So we will have to see. I would love to put them in my customs union. I would love to actually make a protectorate out of them, but I don't think that will happen. Notice the Romanian, the country of Romania has now emerged. That is something new too. We also have communist Austria. That is something that we are going to have to worry about, is we are still an absolute empire. I've flirted with playing into some of the revolutionary demands, but no, I'm a little worried about how many communist countries are popping up, especially this one, which was a communist country at some point, but now it seems to be an oligarchy. So we will have to see what adventures await us on the next episode, but that is where I'm going to have to end it for today. I've been Ben the Bold, you have been you. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope you tune in to the next one.